Users of architecture tend to take it for granted. We all know that buildings provide shelter, but for most of us, our understanding of architecture goes no further. Architecture is as complex as the range of human social activities it has to service. But in spite of this complexity, its components are simple. Whatever the material, whatever the form, a roof is still a roof. It encloses and protects. Below the roof, the wall also protects, and with the roof encloses and defines the inside space of a building. Wall forms and materials exist in endless variety, but whatever the material or the form, a wall is still a wall. A hole in the wall is needed to allow human access, and the hole has to be filled with a movable screen to keep the elements out. Whatever its form, the movable screen is a door. But some elements are needed inside, and a hole, formed to allow light into the enclosed space, can be filled by a window. The window, like the wall, is able to keep out the elements, but it can also be opened and adjusted to control their entry. Architecture has developed other methods of controlling the elements and transforming a protective skin into a permeable filter. The amount of light passing through the filter can be adjusted in many ways. Inside the space, the human need for comfort has to be serviced, giving rise to further complexities of the architectural form. Our personal experience of architecture tends to be concentrated in the spaces that house our everyday activities. Particular spaces exist because of the need to contain particular activities. We do not generally realize that many buildings and spaces arise out of particular social rituals. A school, designed to serve the rituals of order and authority in a past age, still imposes the mood of that age on a later society with changed values. Other architecture from other times responds to different social forms and provides arenas for other rituals.
Company! Eyes! Boys up! Eyes!
Double 750, good morning. Sorry to keep you waiting. You're through. Reception. No, I'm sorry, the line's engaged. Double 750, good morning. Hold the line a moment, please. You're Mr. Blackerton to see Jim Riley. He's not quite free. Would you take a seat? I'm sure he won't be long. Double 750, good morning. Double 750, good morning.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Your witness.
Thank you, Your Honour. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have heard the witness swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And may I remind the gentlemen of the media present today that they too have a responsibility to report the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
When we look at a building, it gives us an insight into what its users are, their social role, and what they're saying about their place in society. The form of this building reinforces the physical presence of government. This kind of building is not just a container for human activity, it is also a symbol by which an organization can assert its role in society. Different styles of building reflect differences in the nature of organizations. In other times, buildings have presented a different kind of image, an image which, in our times, through historical association, suggests morality and virtue. Everyone has his castle, and his castle reflects his role and position in society and his attitude towards social and materialistic values. We tend to take for granted changes in the architectural landscape. We know that the old corner stores like this one are disappearing, but we may not connect their disappearance with architecture's response to changing factors in our lifestyle. Where a conflict exists between shoppers and drivers, for example, architecture can modify an existing situation to resolve it. Or it can entirely separate the elements of conflict and avoid the problem. But whatever the solution, the result influences the quality of our lives, whether for good or for bad.
Save specials, save specials, save specials, save specials.
Our capacity to appreciate architecture's influence on the quality of our lives is limited by the fact that most of us experience it more from the seat of a car than from any other vantage point. We're therefore unlikely to realize that a range of housing areas, which on the surface look similar to each other, may in fact represent radically different solutions to the same basic problem. But sometimes, our response to a piece of architecture has nothing to do with any of its uses. We may simply feel that a building is satisfying, that in some way we can't describe, it is right. The components of architecture are simple, but the totality is enormously complex. Architecture is shelter, home, useful space, setting for social ritual, status symbol, and a factor in the quality of our lives. When Oscar Wilde said that If nature had been comfortable, then mankind would not have invented architecture. He spoke the truth, but not the whole truth.